Hello, my name is Mark Stubbles. My website address is anxietyhypnotherapist.org, and today I'm going to be answering more questions from my Facebook group, Inner Child Healing Breaking Free from CPTSD, and you can find the links to both of those places in the comments below. So I have the questions and answers on my phone, so I will be looking down occasionally to read the questions to you. Please bear with me whilst I do that. So starting off with the first question. Lots of types of therapy: EMDR, RODBT, metacognitive, attachment based. What to do when you only have Medicare? What few therapists there are don't accept Medicare. The lady says she's wasted 5 years on talking therapies or talking to therapists. That's it, just talking, in my humble opinion, with few exceptions. She goes on to talk about a real need for psychologists, but not if they don't accept Medicare. So my answer to this question is that therapy is not a commodity. If you want to buy a specific product, if you're looking for a new TV and you know what make and model of TV you want, you can go around shops and shop on price. But therapy isn't like that. As I explained in a previous video, a large part of the success of therapy is going to rely on the therapeutic relationship. So when considering therapy, you're going to need to take into account the rapport that you have with the person, and different people respond differently to different modalities. For a lot of people, talking therapy they don't find it successful. By talking about a trauma, we are actually reliving that trauma. We're putting ourselves back in that situation, and that actually rewires those neural pathways in the brain. So if you're just talking, that can actually keep traumatic events and memories alive. Our emotional state when we remember a memory actually influences how we remember that memory. So talking therapies aren't always successful. I've seen studies that say with 6 therapies of hypnotherapy, we can actually achieve the same results as 30 years of talking therapy. The validity of those studies, I'm not sure, but hypnotherapy is certainly a lot more successful for most people. So as I said, it's different for everyone. If you're deciding based on what type of therapy is being offered, what professional body your therapist has joined, whether or not they take your insurance, it's not going to get you the best outcome. The best outcome is going to come from speaking to people. Again, as I said in a previous video, you can book a free call with me. You can discuss what you're looking for. You can see if you and I have rapport before we work together. So booking calls like that and working with the person that you feel the best connection to, the most comfortable with, that's probably going to get you the best outcome. Don't decide based on price or what type of therapy is being offered, what modality is being used. Book some calls and speak to people. See who you get along with. See if you have rapport with them. See if they understand what you're struggling with. And most importantly, you need to think about what you want to get out of the therapy. If you don't know what you're going to get out of it, you're going to have a very unsuccessful time. The lady goes on to say, how do you act as your own therapist? My answer to this question is going to be that being your own therapist is very difficult. You can read books, you can watch YouTube videos. You're going to find a lot of that stuff very triggering. You're going to find yourself experiencing emotional flashbacks. You're going to find yourself experiencing memories and things that may cause you anxiety, anger, negative feelings. Being your own therapist is difficult, but it's not impossible. As I said previously, a competent therapist is going to be able to hold space and allow you to process emotions and memories. Doing that on your own, it's not going to be easy. But there are support forums and there are Facebook groups where you can maybe find a buddy, someone who you can have rapport with, someone who you can talk to, who can support you in that regard. In my Facebook group, you might be able to find someone that can do that with you. Maybe start a reading group or a book club, and reading the material together, discussing what you're experiencing when you read the material and talking it through with someone in that way. That might be one option. You can find lots of videos on YouTube. There's loads of podcasts all over the internet. There is hypnosis recordings. I have lots of hypnosis recordings on my YouTube channel and on my podcast. So have a look at them. Have a regular relaxation practice. When a person experiences trauma, the emotional part of their brain actually increases in size and they become more prone to emotional dysregulation. Again, growing up with dysfunction can shame us out of our emotions. Society as a whole shames us out of our emotions. So a regular relaxation practice, that could be listening to hypnosis or meditation recordings. It could be yoga. Some people find qigong relaxing. Something that allows you to feel calm, something that you enjoy. That's going to start to allow you to actually shrink that emotional part of your brain, to be less emotionally dysregulated, to be able to accept your emotions, and what resists not only persists but becomes stronger. So the more you try and fight against an emotion, the stronger it's going to become. So a regular relaxation practice is going to allow you to start to connect more with those emotions, to stop fighting them. Next question is a great question. All of these questions are great, but I particularly like the next one, which is, how do you get the parenting you wish you had? My answer to this question is going to be, of course, inner child healing, by becoming a good enough parent to yourself, by giving yourself unconditional love, unconditional acceptance, by making yourself feel safe, feel secure, feel seen and heard, by doing the inner child work that we cover on the Inner Child program, by visualizing yourself connecting with your inner child, nurturing your inner child. Again, you can find hypnosis and meditation videos on my YouTube channel that will help you to do that. To get the parenting you wish you had, you need to become a good enough parent to yourself. And the final question for today is, how do you learn to trust? I covered this in a previous video, talking about trust issues. In that video, I said that you need to learn to trust yourself. You need to see yourself as a good object, as someone who's worthy of good treatment. You need to know what your values are. You need to know what your boundaries are. And you need to be comfortable saying no to anything that goes against your boundaries and your values. But ultimately, you need to know that you can recover no matter what, because people let us down in life. Life lets us down. We need to learn to trust ourselves, and by trusting ourselves, we can start to have trust in others and to have more deeper connections with others. So learning to trust, it's all about, again, becoming a good enough parent to yourself. Thank you. Check out my Facebook group. The link is below.